Welcome to the Dove House. I'm your host, Uncle Trey. Sorry about that. A moment of where the intro went through and then went off at the minute. I wasn't ready to get started. I was trying to get my other computer up and going, but it just I don't know. It just made me sign in and everything. I don't know. I think because I ended up having to change my Google password. It just wanted to verify that it was me. But we're getting this down. Excuse me. I hate when I do when I'm doing something and I think that I'm all set and ready to go, and then it doesn't work out the way I wanted it to. So then I'm sitting here looking goofy, trying to get the stuff going and get it right. So, but we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get it there. Like I told you, this is all. We're still learning and getting used to doing this. I see. Now it comes up and now, and it's all loud, and I just like it up enough so I can hear. I just like it up enough so I can hear what's happening. Not so I can, not so you guys can hear it. I just want to hear it. But welcome to the Dove House. I am your host, Uncle Trey. We are live a little bit late today. Today is Friday, October 24th, 2025. It is 7:08 a.m. I am about 20 minutes late than what I wanted to be. Yeah. I came on. I didn't feel like getting out the bed yesterday. That's what happened yesterday. That's why we didn't have Uncle Trey talks yesterday. Is because Uncle Trey was extremely tired and I laid down. I rested a little bit longer and I didn't get out the bed until it was time for Auntie Woe to start work. Then I got up and just started here doing the things that I do. Um, but it was just really late. It was just really late yesterday, and I didn't. I just said, forget it. I'm not going to do a show today, which was yesterday. But we're here today on Friday, October 24th, 2025, at 7:09 a.m. And we're going to go ahead and get into our usuals. I don't have a really any super big topics I want to talk about today, but I'm just like I'm still excited. Dub house music is seemingly like it's going to be a good idea. Then had couple people like the songs that I've put out so far. Just trying to get some advertising done. I think I'll do a song for a birthday next, so I can, I've got a song. Hey, you get married, but I need to get one for a birthday or a special occasion. So we'll see what happens with it. I think the songs are great. They've come out way better than I expected. So let's go ahead and get started today with the news because I don't know how long I'm going to go today, but we're going to go until I don't feel like it because I do have to go do a brake job, do the front brakes on Auntie Woe's car today. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done because later on today after work, after she gets off of work, we're going to be heading out to um, the college to see RJ. So yeah, we're going to be out there for a weekend. So let's go ahead and get started for today. Our little news source. So the headlines today, yesterday, it was announced. I thought I was seeing stuff, but it was real. NBA coach and a player charged in sprawling sports betting and mob back poker schemes. This was head coach Chauncey Billups, and I forgot the players' names. They weren't that big of names. I thought it was fake because it's just like hard to tell when something's real or not with this administration. When I saw Cash Patel out there, I thought maybe it was something that they were making up, but it looks like it might be something real. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what everything that they've done with it because I really didn't pay close attention to the story. Just simply because when I first saw it, I didn't believe it because it's hard to just sit there and believe anything that you see from this administration. At least that's my take on it. So I could be wrong, but that's me. I just don't believe anything that they. I don't believe anything that this administration puts out right away. I have to stop and wait and see. See, and this is why I don't like to use this one because it gives me links to. It doesn't go straight to the article. It goes to the source. So, like this one here is going to take me directly to the article. Um, so, all right. So let's see. I saw that when I saw this is the picture I saw. When I see this, when I see stuff like this, I don't. This doesn't read credibility to me. This reads you can't believe the thing that they're saying. They're finna spit some crap at us. That's not true. But that's just this administration. It just doesn't even look right. It looks like all these dudes on the side of them. Then you have puny little Cash Patel in the middle of it. I can't wait till this administration's gone and we can get some real people back into the office, and not these clowns. All right, so not these racist clowns is what I'm trying to say. These bigots, get them out of there. But let's keep going. So the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers, Chauncey Billups, and a player for the Miami Heat were arrested Thursday along with 30 other people in a takedown of two sprawling gambling operations that authorities said leaked inside information about NBA athletes and rigged poker games backed by mafia families. Portland coach Chauncey Billups was charged with participating in a conspiracy to fix high stakes card games tied to La Costa Nostra organized crime families that cheated unsuspecting gamblers out of at least 7 million. The Heat guard Terry Rozier was accused in separate scheme of exploiting private information about players to win bets on NBA games. So yeah, using inside information to win games, that's not going to. I'm sorry, to win bets on games, that's not going to fly very well. But like I said, even with legit stuff with this administration, you just got to take it with a grain of salt. So I'm not going to dwell deeply onto this simply because you can go out and read what's happening. You can find the story. It's been all over the news. It has definitely been all over the news. One thing I forgot to do this morning that I normally do is get this shared out. Just simply because I wasn't on my normal schedule today, and that's what happens. This stuff like this happens. What happens when Uncle Trey's not on his normal schedule? I just missed certain things. But this one isn't big. This is just getting people invited out. Uh, it's just getting people invited out to the live. Not everybody shows up. Oh, I didn't want that name, but he's gonna get on there anyway. Slip of the hand. My hand jerked and boop, the wrong name. All right. I'm not gonna do as many people as I normally do because we're already live, and this takes time out for me doing this. So I want to keep going because like I said, I have to go do these breaks, and I want to get out there actually pretty early to get it done. Try to get it done before my 10 o'clock class comes. So I think I can do it. I just got to just finish this up and get on out there. I can do my job search. I've come up with a good method for my job search. So it's not going to be as um, hard for me to pick that back up and go ahead and apply for these jobs that I want to apply for. There we go. Got that out. One more thing I wanted to do that I haven't been doing. Just because she can't hear me down the hallway, she probably doesn't know. I told her I was going to begin to go live, but I don't know if she really knows that I'm live because I don't know if she can hear me. Normally, she'll be in the next room. She would be the start of her day, but today is just not one of those days. She did a few things earlier, but she came back and laid back down. But it was time for me to get up. So, but anyway, as you can see the story. You can find it on AP. You can find it just about anywhere because it's a pretty big, hefty story that's going on. Again, Donald Trump signed that $8.5 billion rare earth deal with Australia. So yeah, I just it is what it is. I'm just hoping that what he's doing is going to work. I'm not one. I'm not a supporter of his, and most things that he does, I don't see the good that's going to come out of it. But if something that he does, it seems like it's going to work, does work, hey, I'll take it. I'm not one of those that wants. I don't want to see what he do fail, but I don't want to see. But at the same time, I don't want to see him doing this stuff that's going to mess things up. If that makes sense. Hopefully, it makes sense. But anyway, we're going to keep on going because we looked at that story the other day when I was live. That was one of the head stories. Then let's go back over to Gemini. Let's see. Anti-science bill sweeps state legislature targeting public health protections. So yeah, so now you're running up on these. Now you're running up on these Republicans who don't believe in science. So yeah, they want to stop the things from being done based off of science, which is dumb because God gave us science. I know what people say. Oh, but God gave us. God made us, and we have to follow God's rules. We can't blast over God's rules and what He says, nothing like that. but God gave us the science to learn things and to try to understand it. God gave us the knowledge for it. Yeah, so we don't know everything, but God gave us the knowledge to be able to govern ourselves. So that's why I'm one that's big on science, and I don't push science away because science is a link to God, if you ask me. All right, so we'll keep on going. So let's look at this a little bit more because they did what it's to me. I have my opinions on what's happening. To me, we're living too long. We're living too long now, and they want to try to stop that because of money. Everything is driven off of money. You know, if you look at what these Republicans are doing, these Republicans aren't looking at they're not looking at our health. They're not looking at all that. They're looking at money. What's going to make the most money? That's what's important to them. But what's the money going to do if we're not healthy? You know, why would you want to shorten your what shorten your life and you don't get to enjoy the money? Nobody gets to enjoy the money because we're rushing through life trying to save money. No, 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 no. We got the money should be non-expendable when it comes to our lives. Money should not be an option. You know, money should not be consideration in when it comes to saving our lives and extending lives and making our lives better. But Associated Post investigation found that a wave of legislation has cropped up in most states, pushed by people with close ties to Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy. The effort would strip away protections that have been built over a century and are integral to American lives and society. Around 30 bills have been enacted or adopted in 12 states. Um, this is to push anti-science legislation where public health authorities rest the ultimate goal of changing laws and minds nationally. The effort normalizes ideas fueled by the anti-vaccine movement that Kennedy has helped lead for years. His make America healthy again agenda mask anti-science ideas with promoting goals such as making food more natural or reducing chemicals. Meanwhile, vaccination rates continue to fall, allowing the infectious diseases measles and whooping cough to make comebacks as Kennedy has sought to broadly remake federal policies on public health matters, including fluoride and vaccines. So yeah, I'm not going to continue reading that because we all know what an idiot Robert F. Kennedy is. He is going to kill this nation. I mean, unalive this nation. He is not. He's talking about making America healthy again. How is bringing back the whooping cough, polio, and measles, all that stuff? How is getting rid of the things that wiped that out? How is bringing that back going to make us healthy again? I mean, they had this talk about this herd immunity bull crap, but what happened before the vaccines came into existence? People were unaliving because of this. These people are idiots. I'm sorry. You can't get me to take any Republican serious. I cannot take a Republican serious because, especially ones that believe this. Not all Republicans are like this. It's the Trump ones that believe this bull crap that that they're just talking about no vaccines and cutting back on vaccines, bringing it back to where we had to just live through this mess. I had chicken pox when I was in second grade, and I can remember all the little itchy bumps all over me and them things popping in my hair, and that stuff was all in my hair, and I couldn't go to school for like a week because I had a stubborn case of it. It really didn't want to go away, and that was horrible. That was how long ago? I was in second grade, and I still can remember the feel on my skin of those itching bumps. I still remember how miserable I felt. I didn't feel good at all, and I remember that all these years later. I was in second grade, so that had to be what I was five and about what 81, so that had to be like 82, 83 time frame when I had chicken pox. And I'm sorry, you just can't convince me that. You just can't convince me that making kids go through that is better than giving them a vaccine that's going to stop it. So I'm sorry, we're just going to keep on moving. Trump says tech leaders and mayor changed his mind on federal forces in San Francisco. The president claimed the tech industry leaders and the city's mayors influenced his decision against using federal force in San Francisco after he had previously threatened military action in Democratic-led cities. So so he doesn't even know for sure what's going on in these cities. He's just going in there based off of what other people are telling him that's happening, and they're lying to him. So he's falling for this stuff, hook, line, and sinker. So he's falling right into the trap. So we're not going to spend much more time on that. There was a lot. One more thing. New York Attorney General Letitia James make her first court appearance in mortgage fraud case. I think she's going to beat that. I think they're just trying to find as many little things as to find something. They can't find something that they can truly charge her with. So they found this and they're trying to nitpick. From my understanding, it looks like it was just a simple mistake that was made and corrected. So now they're trying to bring that up and persecute her over that. But I think that at the end of the day, it's going to get tossed. Like all of this stuff that he's doing is going to get tossed, and he's going to be looked at as somebody going after his political opponents. And at the end of the day, if they don't do anything about it, you got to remember, but we will be voting again in 2028 as long as they don't change as long as we can as long as we can get things in place to block them from passing laws that's going to restrict voting, because that's what they want to do. They want to restrict voting from us. They don't want everybody to vote. I think they want to go back to where it was only white landowners that got to vote, because they want to be able to stay in power, because they know that that's the population that's going to keep voting for the suppression. I mean, just even look at it. Look at it. So I just looked up at the TV and saw the story that's on. It's about Canada's airing the ad from Ronald Reagan from the '80s, showing how bad tariffs are. Now Trump and the team wants to not do business with Canada now, because they ran that ad. So it's basically, if you're telling the truth, if you're a truthful nation, he doesn't want to work with you. He wants you to buy into. He wants countries to buy into his lies and the things that he's trying to force. He wants everybody to believe what he wants and not the truth. So yeah, I'm just the person that is like, I don't believe this mess. You can't trust the Trump administration for nothing. You can't trust them for nothing. They can't even be honest. They're not even. I'm sorry. I just have so much disdain for this mess that we're going through right now. But anyway, we're gonna keep on moving. I'm gonna actually find this doggone commercial. I do want to find this commercial because I want to see what is this big deal. What is this big deal of that Canada is playing, that Trump has so much disdain for. Let's take a look at that. Let's see. I found it. Let's take a look at this and see if we can hear what's going on. I'm gonna actually just play this right here. It's only like 2 minutes and 15 seconds, so let's go ahead. Bear with me while we.
Throughout the world, there's a growing realization that the way to prosperity for all nations is rejecting protectionist legislation and promoting fair and free competition. Now, there are sound historical reasons for this. For those of us who lived through the Great Depression, the memory of the suffering it caused is deep and searing. And today, many economic analysts and historians argue that high tariff legislation passed back in that period, called the Smoot-Hawley Tariff, greatly deepened the Depression and prevented economic recovery. You see, at first, when someone says, let's impose tariffs on foreign imports, it looks like they're doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products and jobs. And sometimes for a short while it works, but only for a short time. What eventually occurs is, first, homegrown industries start relying on government protection in the form of high tariffs. They stop competing and stop making the innovative management and technological changes they need to succeed in world markets. And then, while all this is going on, something even worse occurs. High tariffs inevitably lead to retaliation by foreign countries and the triggering of fierce trade wars. The result is more and more tariffs, higher and higher trade barriers, and less competition. So soon, because of the prices made artificially high by tariffs that subsidize inefficiency and poor management, people stop buying. Then the worst happens. Markets shrink and collapse, businesses and industries shut down, and millions of people lose their jobs. The memory of all this occurring back in the 30s made me determined when I came to Washington to spare the American people the protectionist legislation that destroys prosperity. Now, it hasn't always been easy. There are those in the Congress, just as there were back in the 30s, who want to go for the quick political advantage, who risk America's prosperity for the sake of a short-term appeal to some special interest group who forget that more than 5 million American jobs are directly tied to the foreign export business, and additional millions are tied to imports. Well, I've never forgotten those jobs, and on trade issues, by and large, we've done well.
Wow, that is crazy. That was back in 1987. 1987.
My
My
fellow
fellow
American,
American. Let me stop that because it started to play again. You know, YouTube continues to play, even though you stop it, but it will
throughout
play
the
the next video. So we're not going to listen to it again. But wow, that is crazy. I'm going to have to share that because that is what Trump is ended trade talks with Canada over. Because Ronald Reagan, a president who I did not like, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not a Reagan fan. I think he was down with one of the worst ones. But I always thought Ronald Reagan was going to be one of the presidents that there will be no president that could be worse than. But I was wrong. But he hit the nail on the head with that one. That's what tariffs do, and that's what it's going to cause. And it just, Trump has chickened out on a lot of it because he knows that, but he's trying to force something. He's trying to force it to work. So that's why he's going through this, because he wants this image for himself. He wants to be the one that did something different and try to do something. So he's trying to push back to those old racist days where we couldn't get along, where we couldn't get anything. But there's too many people that's against that stuff now, and the people that's for it, they're not going to win. You're just in power right now, but it's not going to win. It's not going to last. Evil never wins. Either this evil, doing evil to people never wins. The people who don't like it, they're just, they're ill informed. You did a good job at tricking them and getting them to believe it. It's like, I saw one video. I've seen it a couple of times where the guy's interviewing and talking about the LGBTQ stuff. Um, and the man was sitting there just saying how he doesn't want people to force it down his throat, trying to force him to be gay. And it's like, nobody's doing that. And the guy was just trying to push it to him. And then he asked him, the guy was just all in the Bible. And then he asked him about something else in the Bible if he was doing that. And the guy, the only thing he could do was, no, no. It was just like the way his demeanor changed. He was so holy and did everything right, and everybody else was wrong up until he asked that question when it was something in the Bible that we're supposed to be doing, and he wasn't doing it, and he couldn't do nothing but look defeated. No, because they're ill informed. They're ill informed. I have never felt like a gay person has tried to make me gay. I felt like, I know there's been times where they may have hit on me, thinking, hey, they hit on you and stuff like that, but that happens. People are gonna shoot their shot with if they think they're gonna be able to crack you, they're gonna try. But that doesn't mean that it's going to happen. They can try all they want to, but it's the same with anybody. It's the same as if it's a person of the opposite sex. I don't care if you're attracted to that person or not. If you're not in a position to go with them, you're not going to. Like, I'm married. A woman can come up to me anytime and holler at me anything she wants to. But I guarantee you, she won't get my phone number. She won't get a date. I don't care how fine she is. It's not because of anything I'm not interested in women. It's because I'm married, because I have a woman already. I'm not looking for another woman. So, but it doesn't say that. It doesn't make me. It doesn't make me It doesn't make me at that point an adulterer because a woman tried to get at me and I said no. It would make that way if I said okay and went with her and did it. Then I'd become a cheater and an adulterer. So how can you be gay if a gay person tries to hit on you and you say no and go about your business and it doesn't happen? That means you're not gay. That means the person tries you and you said no and life went on. So that's how I used to look. I used to look at it like that. I used to be scared of gay people. I used to be scared. I'll admit, I used to be scared to be around them. I wouldn't make a big scene out of it, but I would be sitting there like cowering and embarrassed, like, is somebody gonna see me? But those was in my younger days when I was in my teens and younger 20s. But once I started being around enough people and saw that, hey, this not like that. These folks is cool, just like anybody else. I have no more problems with that. So it don't matter even if you changed your gender, right? It don't matter if you cool people, you cool people. It don't matter if you white, black, transgender. It don't matter. That's the problem with me. I hang out with you no matter what. If you cool people, as long as you ain't somebody that's trying to snake me. That's the ones I look out for. That's the people that's trying to snake me. So Anyway, all right. So, the Border Patrol chief is accused of violating restraining order by throwing tear gas in Little Village. Border Patrol Chief Gregory Bovino is accused of being caught on video throwing a tear gas canister at protesters in a Little Village on Thursday, leading to claims that he violated a court-mandated temporary restraining order. I don't put that past any of them because it's just like I said, I don't trust any of them. How can you be law enforcement and nobody trusts you? I mean, at least with the city police, some people can trust. You can trust them sometimes, but I don't trust none of these so-called border patrol agents. And like I said, when the next administration comes in, I hope all of them that's participating in this. I hope all of them get charged with war crimes and stuff like that, and they end up in jail. They think they're doing the right thing now, trying to run up and get money. But when the next administration comes in, I hope they are all persecuted and locked up and put behind bars where they need to be, because they know better than this. So I'm sorry, they just know better than this. So with these ICE agents, they're not getting just regular people that can qualify. They were getting even people who were ex police officers that was excommunicated from their particular forces, um, because they broke laws or caused a lawsuit, big lawsuits on their city. And like I said, that's what more people need to do. Continue with these lawsuits, whether they go through or not. File the lawsuits. Keep filing them. If they violate your rights, sue them. Hit them in their pot wallets. That's what's going to stop them. All right. So yeah, I'm not gonna go deep into this story here because, like I said, time is going. I jumped out and did something different today by playing the video of Ronald Reagan. I was just curious because I woke up seeing that and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. He killed the trade talks because of what? Of a commercial? And it's like Ronald Reagan was telling the truth. Now, my suggestion: everybody needs to share that. Everybody should share that video, share that out big time on social media. Share it, share it, share it. If you have it, share it. I'm going to share it. I know for sure I'm sharing it. Because yeah. All right. So, local news here in Chicago: hundreds gather in Bridgeport. I'm just going to go straight to the NBC5 app because that's where I get a lot of my local news from. There's new details on a deadly sticking at suburban Chick-fil-A. There's a 19-year-old man in custody. This is a video. I don't know what. The crazy part is I used to live near that area. I used to be in Oswego all the time. My ex girlfriend's son, um, he used to go to Oswego East High School. But so I was in Oswego all the time. On Route 34, yeah, that's right by the Walmart over that way. Last time I've been there, I was on my way to I had this timeshare thing. We were on our way to the timeshare place, and I stopped in that Walmart to get some pants that I can wear, some swimming trunks. Even though I ended up with regular shorts because swimming trunks, at that time of year they really weren't what they were out, but they really weren't popular at that time frame because the summer was over with. That's what I'm trying to say. It just wasn't a lot. But anyway, but yeah, this happened there. I'm not even gonna go into the story, but yeah, it sounded like it was like a sounds like it was just a isolated incident. It's not like somebody was going around doing this, but stuff like that happens. It's sad, but they got somebody in custody. That's good. Alaska Airlines flights grounded out of O'Hare due to nationwide IT outage. That was 10 hours ago. I'm not going to go into some of these stories that happened later. Police warn of a string of armed robberies connected to social media meetups. Yeah, I am not meeting up with anybody that I find on social media. If I'm buying something from somebody, I always meet them at a police station. Now I'm not even at I won't even meet them at the mall or anything like that. No, let's go to the police station. The chances are you're not going to try to rob me in front of the police station. Now, people are bold enough and will do it, but a lot of times police have a lot of these police stations now have designated areas that you can do that where that they monitor. So if somebody do try it, they're going to get you. But that's if I'm going to buy something off marketplace, that's exactly what I'm doing. Even buying a vehicle, it's like let's meet in the police station parking lot. Like I said, it doesn't always work, but if I'm going to do it, that's what I'm going to have to do. So, delivery driver unalive, contract worker injured as oh, that's what it was. It was a delivery driver that it happened to. So okay, I'm not gonna like I said, I'm not gonna go back into that. CPS students briefly detained in clashes between protesters and agents in Little Village. Yeah, people are tired. Like I said, people are tired of it. This is the scandal from the NBA. Yeah, well, I know the Bulls were talking about picking up Terry Rozier. I'm kind of glad that they didn't. Um, and like I said, it's a shame that we have to turn around and we have to turn around and feel like this. But like I said, I don't. If they, I miss the days of something being reported on the news and you can just feel like, okay, yes, that's the truth. Now you have something's getting reported on the news, you have to look at it with a grain of salt and say, hey, is this true? Let's see what's going on with my Bulls. So let's see. So tomorrow, 6 p.m., the Bulls head down to Orlando to play the Magic. Then on Monday, we got the Hawks at the United Center. Then we have the Kings on Wednesday at the United Center. Then I don't know why it's not going. Okay, I guess I got to see more. I guess it's not going to get. I guess I got to see more in order to finish off that view because it's going back doing a recap. So they're the Kings, the Knicks. Then we have the Knicks on next Friday, 31st, and then we have them again on Sunday, the following Sunday. So yeah, so this is the Bulls schedule of upcoming games for the Bulls. So hopefully this year they continue. There was a good game the other day, even though it came down to the wire at the end when it really shouldn't. But it shouldn't have, but because their defense, they let their defense lax up at the end, and they just wasn't hitting their shots. So yeah, so I'm not going through all the sports today, but the Bears play Sunday. I forgot who they play on Sunday. Let's see. That's news. I don't want news. I just want to see the schedule. I just want to see who they playing on Sunday. This Sunday, we have the Ravens. We play the Baltimore Ravens at noon on Sunday Central Time. So yeah, so I'll be watching that. Hopefully, we will. You know, we have like I said, we have a little trip, but either way, one way or another, I'll be watching it. So even if I'm on my phone watching it, or if I'm sitting here at home on the TV watching it, one way or another, I'll be watching it. Like I said, I'm not going deep into any other news, much news today, just simply because time constraints, timing is crazy. So, um, yeah, so I'm going to be bringing some more things to the show, doing things a little bit differently. Hopefully next week. Next week, not hopefully, but next week I'm going to be on my normal what my plan that I had for the show. Instead of just talking, doing news and just talking, I am going to go ahead and bring in the start doing some of the things that I had planned out for this particular
Throughout the
because I want to I want to go ahead and get more eyes on it and things like that. And I think that bringing in the format that I actually wanted will help do that because it's going to bring some fun instead of just listening to me talk and then get on talk about the news. This like I said, this show was initially supposed to be on TikTok, so this is supposed to be a TikTok show, but you know, TikTok is tripping, and I can't. Well, I think tomorrow I can finally. I'm gonna try it tomorrow. I think that tomorrow I will be able to go live using the desktop, um, because I was suspended last month because I said something that TikTok didn't like, and they didn't tell me what it was that I said. They just told me that I said I gave misinformation. Only thing I can think of is I said that women should go to their trust their doctor, not Donald Trump. And the next thing I know, boom, I was cut off. But because of that, that suspended my ability to go live via the computer. Well, I can only do it via mobile right now, but that's supposed to be lifted tomorrow, I believe. So once that's lifted tomorrow, then we'll go from there. I hope it's tomorrow, not the end of the suspension. But yeah, so hopefully we can be live on TikTok again using the computer. I did go live on TikTok. Well, I couldn't do it on TikTok. I went live here on YouTube playing the game. That was decent. If I just got to get back into playing the game more. I have to incorporate a time to do it because I just didn't like. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm with this whole job loss and trying to get the business going. Things are not as going as quickly as I wanted it to. So and then looking for a job as well. So everything's moving a little bit slower for me. So even though being live on the game, that was I wasn't. I felt like I was slacking, even though that was not meant for me to be slacking. It was really something that was meant for me to be trying. So because that's one thing that's getting big is people gaming on live, either Facebook Live, YouTube Live, or TikTok Live. I want to go ahead and do it. I'm going to go ahead and do some of that, playing my favorite game. But I think I didn't want to purchase the game because I was just kind of my NBA 2K26. I was hesitant on purchasing it because of just finances and with the job loss. Do I really need to do it? But I played on the game. I did it on live on YouTube. I really didn't get a lot of viewers, but I'm liking that because I don't have a lot of followers here on YouTube yet. So once I'm able to go live on TikTok, I have to do the go live for like I think it was like what 2 hours or something on regular live. So that's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and jump on live and go live and do be live there as long as I can, so that way I can get the ability to. And then once I have the ability to do it, I will go over there and start playing my game. And so I'm going to go ahead and get the NBA 2K26 just so that way I can play the fresh one. Right now I have NBA 2K25, which is the old game, but who wants to see the game from last year? Also, another game that I might get is WWE, the new WWE game, because not only did RJ have the game, he was bragging about it, but my best friend Calvin, he has the game too. He's bragging about it, and I'm seeing a lot of people really bragging about how good the game is, which is the last few games, like they had 2K22, that was the only wrestling game for a long time. They didn't make one until like last year was when they first came out with a new one. Or was it the year before? But I know recently they just came out with a new one after a few years off, and everybody was loving it. I really don't play a lot of wrestling games anymore because it's just a little they've made them a little too hard. But I might do this one just simply because of all of the stuff that they're doing in it, that they're presenting to it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm going to start with the NBA 2K26 and go from there. Once I'm able to go live on TikTok with it, we'll see. Here is, let's see, let me show you a moment of what I'm talking about. So let's see right here. This is where I played before. I played this. I went live and played this game last. Was it earlier this? Yeah, it was earlier this week. I don't remember what day, but it was earlier this week. Let's see, there I go sitting in the living room, laptop, just playing. I couldn't remember. I was playing, but I was trying to remember where I needed to go. I couldn't remember. I hadn't played it in so long.
Man, I hate this Bay Area weather. It's never warm.
I see the mic wasn't working. I had my microphone right next to me, but I'm seeing that it was plugged into my sound card, but I see it wasn't sound off because I know certain spots I was saying something. But that's just a sample of what I was doing, or what it's gonna look like. So hopefully by the time I jump on TikTok live, I'll have it down pat, and I can and everything works out. But that's just a quick sample of what I'm doing. So I just wanted to try to go online with that one time or another, just to kind of see if I can just see if I can garner get people looking. That's all. Just trying to different ways to try to bring in some money while I'm in this situation while I'm looking for a job. But yeah, so not much left to do today. But I've been doing AI music as well, and I've fallen in love with a couple of the songs that I've done. This one here is like favorite right now.
Quarterly casualties, watch the numbers rise. They call it restructuring. We see the look in their eyes. Corner office psychics, reading bad reports. Your bonus is a pink slip, blood on all your shorts. Fired on a Friday, no apology in sight. Yeah, you can keep the coffee mug. We're taking back the light. Yeah, check the infrastructure, analyze a plan. 10 years I built the foundation like a working man. I tracked your metrics clean, managed every crucial part. Optimized the operation, gave the whole thing a heart. Then the email lands, subject mandatory talk. Said my functions redundant, took my tool map for a walk. But the entire process, the core reports look the same. They just handed my whole blueprint to a kid who barely knows the game. The manager nods, rehearsed his sympathy script. Said it's a tough decision while it's golden parachute zip. Now I'm the ex-strategist and looking for a gig. You didn't cut the cost, you just outsourced the dick. Work in theory, they profit from the chaos, then label me the cause. They just flip the org chart and then the people get tossed. Quarterly casualties, watch the numbers rise. They call it restructuring. We see the look in their eyes. Corner office psychics, reading bad reports. Your bonus is a pink slip, blood on all your shorts. Fired on a Friday, no apology in sight. Yeah, you can keep the coffee mug. We're taking back the light, back the light, back the light, back the light.
This is one of the songs from Dub House Music.
6 a.m. call, flying coast to coast. Built the client base, became the firm's main host. Put my soul in the proposals, close the crucial deals. You love the revenue, love the way success feels. Now the market dipped, a risk you should have seen. Instead of accountability,
go ahead, let us know. Let me know what kind of music you're looking for, what kind of songs you would like, and I can pull that together for you and get it to you. Now, if you take that song will be yours. But the thing of it is, if you take that song and you actually release it or anything like that, and it garners attention and gets a good plane and starts making money, then you just only thing we ask for is 15%. That's it, a low amount. But if it doesn't go viral, it's yours. You bought it, it's just yours. Make over a certain amount of money on the song, then we gotta get 15%. I haven't come up with that for the contract and everything, but we're pulling that together. I thought this came out good. Wedding songs came out good. Slow cuts dedicated. And we're labeling this Uncle Trey and Auntie Rose on a lot of these. Not all of them, but some of them. I got a creative persona. I gotta go and play with that. A business that innovates, but you just fired the person who designed your digital base. So I'm using your own workflow against your that's playing. I got, like I said, I have the news on above my head. Part of what I'm seeing is ICE keeps detaining pregnant women, and a lot of them are starting to have miscarriages and things like that. I'm just sitting here like, okay, so if a woman turns around and they have an AB, then they want to be charged with murder. But these ICE agents are causing a miscarriage and they're just getting away with it. I think they should be charged with murder too. At the end of the day, because they're being too rough with these people. They're being too rough with people. This isn't going to end well. We're sitting back watching it right now, but watch. This isn't going to end well. I guarantee you. When soon, especially if we can get the Democrats win, or they don't bring in another Republicans, or we keep Democrats are able to take the House or whatever, and not late, and they get the majority, and they control the House and the Senate. I don't know about the Senate, but the House they can do. But if that happens, don't you know that all these ICE agents are going to start getting arrested for what they're doing to people? It's just like this. It's like stupidity. This is stupidity at its heart. This is stupidity at its finest. So all we can do is sit back and watch the show. I hate that people are going through this. People are going to have to put up with this and be in the middle of this. But at the end of the day, just watch the show. That's all we have to do is watch the show. It's going to end badly for this administration and people that are involved with it. It's going to end badly for you guys. So just enjoy it while you can. I know people like to be bullies. That's why they're acting like that, because that's just human nature. People are straight bullies sometimes, and that's what they're doing. But The only thing we can do as human beings and as people living in this country is exercise our right to protest, exercise our right to stand up to this mess, and eventually it's going to work out in our favor. So make sure you do whatever you need to do. Take care of yourself. Go for your walk. Go to hit that gym. Take your walk. You know, whatever you do, run up and down your stairs. I don't care. Do whatever you need to do to stay to get a little activity in. Drink your water. Eat your vegetables and do everything. Take your vitamins. So do everything that you're supposed to do to be healthy and take care of yourself because Uncle Trey loves you and there's nothing that you can do about it. I'll talk to you guys soon.